Hi, this is Dr. Don. We're going to spend a few minutes now doing a walkthrough of the Data Literacy Lab, Lab 1. And this is in RStudio Cloud, but the process will be very similar if you're using RStudio Desktop. First thing we want to do is to go over here into our Files area, and let's click on Lab Templates. And I'm going to take the first lab, and I'm going to go over here to More and Copy To. We want to copy that up to the project level, the main level of your directory there, and go ahead and click Save. Now if we go up, we can see we've got that lab template document there. I want to rename it, so I'm going to click there and rename. And I'm going to take out where it says student name, delete that, and put my name, D-WRIGHT. Click OK. And there we've got our lab template renamed. Now I just need to click on it once, and it'll open up over here into the editing area. And that's where you'll be doing most of your work. This is the template, the RMD, the Markdown template that we talked a little bit about Markdown. And down here is the console. Now, one of the things you'll see usually more often in cloud than you will on the desktop, but sometimes in both, RStudio may read ahead onto this document and say, hey, there's some packages that need to be installed that you haven't installed yet. Now I'm just going to go ahead and click on install here. I always want to see these, so I don't want to click off the notices. So I'm going to click install and then let RStudio install that. It may take a few seconds. I usually like to wait, look down in the console to see if anything is happening, just to give it a chance. So I'm going to pause the video and make sure this is installed. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we can see that RStudio is installing that. I've got the prompt back, and if I go over here and look in my packages, scroll down, I should see, there we go. There's that knitter package it wanted. So the first thing I want to do is to, again, rename these. I'm going to go click up there and change student name to my name. Put both names just in case there's another student with that. And here again, where it says the author, you want to put your name in there. This is for reproducibility, and I should spell my name correctly. And then put the correct date in here. Okay, so this is our basic document. You don't want to mess with this stuff up top here. This is important stuff. You want to scroll on down, and again, here is some more stuff that's important. Leave that alone. This is an example of our code. Go down below this first blue line there. We've got the pound. It says Lab 1 Manual Practice, and that's where we're going to be putting our information in here. We'll be just deleting some stuff, putting in lines, typing, and putting in code and that. And then we've got, that's called generalization, and that's where we'll ask you to do a couple of things. In the first part of the exercise, we'll just give you the code snippets. You copy, paste, and run, and give us your thoughts on those. In the generalization, we'll ask you to tweak that code a bit to answer some specific steps. Really easy to do. And then there will be some sort of short answer questions here in the third part. So that's the basics of it. Just wanted to point out, when you get to the section in the instructions where it says insert some code or copy and paste, you want to go up here to this little green icon and click it, insert a code chunk, and we're using R. And this is called the sandwich. Let me space down so you can see that a little bit better. This is the sandwich, this gray area here. And the upper part has got some apostrophes and some other back apostrophes, you'll put your insertion cursor right there and then paste in. Usually what you've got to do, if you're in Windows, I think in Mac too, you can't use Control V or Command. You've got to go and use this paste to get your code in there. So this is the basics of what you'll be doing in the labs. Okay, this is Dr. Don again. Let's look at some of the specifics in Lab 1. I'm going to click over to my tab there, and I've scrolled down past the introductory remarks here on your lab. And the first part, we're going to make a name plot. And it says load some packages. So I'm going to click on the little green icon, click, copy. Now I go over here to my RStudio Cloud, and I put my insertion cursor there where you can see it, where I put that code chunk sandwich. Right click, paste. And now we've got those code snippets in there. Here we've got a little control, looks almost like a tape recorder, and it says run current chunk. So let's run that. And we get another little warning because we've got another package or several that we don't have yet. It says baby names, Dippler, and ggplot. My goodness, those are the ones of the library I wanted to check out, the books. That's telling us that we don't have those installed on our particular session here. Once you get them installed, usually when you come back to RStudio, you won't have to install again. And again, RStudio Cloud is giving a nice warning. I'm going to click install and let them install. And remember, it takes a while. I watch down here in the console till all of those things run. This will take probably a couple of minutes. So I'm just going to pause the video here. So we can see they're starting to install. Again, I'm going to pause because it may take quite a while. Okay, we've got our prompt back that tells us it's installed some things. And I'm going to go up here and just click off this error. I don't want that in my report, so I'm going to clear that. And let's just run this again. Ha! And it says that we've got some more mistakes. I think. No, it doesn't. We've got a prompt down here. It just gave us some information. So we're good to go on this first section. I'm going to go back to my lab instructions there, and we're going to run this next snippet of code. And I'm going to click copy the code, go back into our cloud, go down here under that message, put my insertion there, click in my code chunk, put my insertion in the middle, and then paste. And there we go. We've got our code, and let's run it. And you can see it processed that, and it's giving us some information. This glimpse kind of gives you some rough information about what's in that data file, the baby names that we're looking at here, by the way. And so that particular section worked. So let's go on. In the next section, we're going to look for a baby name of Allison. And it is telling us it's going to filter out of those baby names for two forms of the way you can spell Allison. And then also we want the gender, the sex, to be female. So I'm going to copy that, go back in here to RStudio Cloud, scroll down beneath my glimpse there, add in my chunk, sandwich, and then paste in my code and click run. So what we've done here, if we go back over to our instructions, it says it makes a subset, a new data set that is called Allison, which is that section of the baby names data set that is has those two forms of the name Allison, and for which the baby, it was given a female at birth of F. And then it's telling us that it's set up so we can do some more things on that particular data set. So I'm going to go back here and copy the next. We want to look at that data again, copy the code, go over here and insert, add in my code chunk. Always remember to add the code chunk. and then paste in the code, then click Run. And we're given a glimpse again here. And we can see up here that it's told us in that data subset there's 218 observations of the name Allison, or that data set rather, has 218 observations of the various types of names. And here it's given us some of that information. So let's go back over here one more time to the next phase, and we're going to plot. And it's a two-step. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the first and go back to Studio Cloud, put my insertion below. Whoops, where is it? There it is. I could get way down there. Got to get another row. And then I can go R, insertion, paste, and then we're going to run. And that created our basic plot. You can see it's up there in the environment. It's got our plot. So now I'm going to click down here and go back to my instructions. And the next one is we're going to make that plot visible. Copy it. Go here. Put another chunk in there. Paste in my code. And then run it. And there we've got our plot, and it shows the two forms of Allison over time, that they increase and decrease in popularity. So that's pretty neat. I'm just going to stop there, except I want to show you the next phase of how we knit this together into a document. All I need to do is go up here to the Knit button and click Knit. And it says that it needs some updated packages, so I'm going to say yes, go ahead and install those. And again, the next time you run the lab out of this project, everything should be installed okay. And sometimes you just need to wait, and I'm going to go on pause here until it processes. Okay, it's finishing up, and let's see, it should pop up here with our document in a second. The default, it produces a web page, and I'll show you how you can also get it to produce a PDF. But here is the report in web page form that you'll be submitting into your Canvas after you, of course, answer the generalization exercises and the written question. But this is your report. You can see it's actually a web page that you can link around on that. You could actually, if you wanted to, just submit this URL, but I'm going to go ahead and go back here, and I'm going to click on the little drop down by knit. And this time, instead of knit to the HTML, I want to go to the PDF. Now you can do it to Word, but we kind of prefer you knit to the PDF document to submit for the report. So just click on that, and then you have to wait. This time it's already got the material there. So here it comes up in your PDF report. Now there are two ways you can download it. You can go here and click on download, and it'll download into your browser, and that's okay. Or I'm going to go back over here into our files, and you can see here that we now have two additional documents. We've got the PDF and we've got the HTML. I'm just going to click on that and more, export, and download. And there's another way that you can download. And that would be the document that you would submit into Canvas. So I hope this little quick walkthrough helps. When you do the other two parts, you would just go back and edit. In this case, change the name Allison for the name you want to investigate. So have some fun. Don't sweat. If you hit a snag, reach out and grab the instructor. Hope this helps.